G'day guys. Now at the time of this recording, 2 days ago, I finally got the third piece, well, the fourth piece.
What do you mean the fourth piece?
Well, you got the drink bottle, the Pop Funko, and the wallet. The fourth part I was waiting from.
You really got a bottle? How many freaking bottles do you have?
I should do a collection. I was waiting for this to come from Give Kids the World, and it finally came. It is a pin set called Princesses with Books.
How many pin sets are there?
Well, when the auction was around, there was a few, but these were the only two that I liked. I would say these are probably not official Disney. It's licensed, but I would not say they were official Disney pins. Now, this is Belle. I know you can see her quite properly. Can I just say these are very well made? I know the pin community can be a bit on the crazy side.
She got a collection of pins,
but not just the ones I have. I need to do. I need to show them off. But also in the Disney community, pin collecting is large, and they do know the difference between a shoddy pin and a genuine pin. Now, to the untrained eye, I would say this is pretty darn good. Now, this is Ariel, or Ariel, if you knows the go back to the actual movie. The pins for these ones are very, I do have a pin collection. The back end's really, really cute.
I used to have one.
Your pin had the normal pin back. These are very much, I would say.
No. I definitely did have one of those, but they keep falling off.
No, yours had the clip.
Oh yeah,
yours had the clip. These ones are made out of rubber.
Oh, by the way, I think my one was really old.
Possibly.
I thought my one had rubber first.
No.
It's been a while, guys.
And I thought, now that I've got these two beauties, I thought I've already reviewed Beauty and the Beast. Why don't I go ahead on this channel with the big expert and review Little Mermaid?
I'm a big fan of Little Mermaid. You can't even keep my mouth shut.
Pretty much. This was actually released a year before my birth. This was actually considered the start of the Disney Renaissance, which pretty much I would say is we are still in.
What do you mean Renaissance?
With Disney movies, there are time frames.
You watch too many
No. The Disney structure is split up into different structures. We are currently, I would say, the movies we would consider part of the Renaissance would be Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin.
By the way, I have
Aladdin, Lion King.
Your favorite?
Pretty much up to about 2000. I think we're still in it. I think maybe the last one might be Princess and the Frog, but you can correct me in the comment section below. This movie very heavily drew inspiration from Broadway, very much from Broadway, including the two composers Alan Menken and the late, great Howard Ashmore, who, to a lot of movie fans, they had already had a bit of success with the Little Shop of Horrors. Now, if I don't know if I brought that on my Beauty and the Beast review, well, I'm bringing it up now. When Disney came a-knocking, Howard had actually just gone through a bit of a flop with a Broadway musical called Shine.
Hold on, really?
Yep. I should also add that this particular work was something Walt himself actually wanted to do. There is a lot of concept art, I do believe, that are currently sitting in the vaults from his time looking at Little Mermaid. This is actually based on, I believe, a fairy tale.
Yeah, it actually is. It's based on the fairy tale that a mermaid fell in love with Prince. But this is actually a happy one. The other one ain't that happy.
That I do believe. I've not read the original fairy tale, so I can't say yes or no to it.
But I think people know this Little Mermaid better than the original.
That would happen with a lot of things, especially when...
That's the same with Beauty and the Beast.
I would say more Cinderella than Beauty and the Beast.
True. And also Beauty and the Beast. There are more Beauty and the Beast out there than Cinderella. Don't you forget the Beast one.
That's not what I'm referring to.
No, but I'm using it as an example.
No, not really.
No, what I'm meaning, there are more of your story than Cinderella.
That does not mean diddly squat when we're talking about this.
Sorry.
I believe there's actually, I think it is based on Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. Please correct me in the comment section. But this was just about the time when they were wanting to use computers in their animation. So there's a couple of shots that they used computer animation.
But they also still do the human reaction.
What the fudge are you talking about when I say human reaction?
Because sometimes Disney, he draw humans. Like human.
That's not what I'm talking about. You're talking about live action reference.
Yeah, they did do that with this.
Yes, for a little bit of the dance, I would say not necessarily. Actually, I do know for the movement of Ursula, they actually used a documentary that Walt actually put together about octopuses, and they overlaid the look of the octopus to make that character look the way it does.
And also Ariel. Because they put someone into a pool.
I think that wasn't exactly, that was to get the reference of the movement.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But when I'm going back to computer animation, if you look very carefully, there's a scene where Ariel is walking down a set of stairs. I can spot it. I don't think most people would notice, but that scene looks a bit, I would say a little artificial.
Hold on.
But that is actually that they used, I believe they used computers to make it look nice, and then they drew over it. Going back to what I meant by the Broadway sound and feel, because Howard and Alan had come from that world, similar to what they did for actually Jodie Benson was actually in Smile, believe it or not. they brought a lot of their sensibilities from that world to it. When, in terms of when the songs are, each song has a specific place within the movie. It's not like, I'm going to go back to the Bollywood idea where they just have a random number every 5 minutes and
you talking about the time when they're singing. It sounds more like a Broadway than a musical.
What I mean by that is it's not a random number for random sake. It has to
Like, I'm not pretty good with Broadway, guys.
Okay, perfect example of what I'm talking about is the song Under the Sea, where where Sebastian is trying to convince Ariel that staying under the water is better than being on land. So he sings about it. Bringing up Sebastian, that character, they wanted him to be more of a stuffy character. And it wasn't until Howard got his hands into the little jar, he wanted a character to have a very calypso Mediterranean style, which I think works well. And a lot of the actors, the directors didn't even actually see video, they just heard the voice, and that was actually one of the characters that they actually said yes without meeting, which I think is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And
But how did they actually create the features and everything like that? Like the movement for the features. You said of the octopus. Because I'm going to Sebastian here.
That wasn't. I don't think they used. I don't think they used reference for that. I think it was more. So they get the movement of an octopus, right?
Oh yeah, because she had so many
tentacles.
Yeah,
that actual character went through a lot of changes as well. They wanted her to be more.
Will you put that down?
More. Bloody hell, how can I put it?
More like an octopus.
More like a mermaid. But it wasn't until Howard sort of started writing the character, she started morphing into an octopus, which I think works well. That actual character, believe it or not, is actually based on a real person. Her name was Divine. She was actually the original Turnblad from Hairspray.
Hold on, where's the Hairspray? There's too many Hairspray to count.
I said the original. Don't forget, Hairspray was theatre first.
Ah. Now it isn't the movies or the theatre.
I said theatre. I said Hairspray was a theatre first. So a lot of the looks of mainly the top half look like Divine. They even go to a point where they could have put her with a mohawk.
That
wouldn't have worked.
But I really like it how...
And still, they could not get the look of the prince. You think after nearly 80 years or so, give or take, they would know how to draw a real dude. Nope. They actually said that giving the role of a prince was one of the worst things you could get in the animation department.
But going back to Ursula, sorry about that, guys. But with Ursula, why do you think she's so mean all the time? It's not. Do you think it's her character or?
I would say she probably was one of Triton's maybe in a circle until maybe even a
But they.
I would say from the way she tries to get Ariel, I would hypothesize that she possibly could have been maybe the right hand of Triton.
But they also rumor that Ursula and Triton are brother and sister.
Why would a octopus look like be connected with mermaid?
But one of the part they chopped off a part of the first song from the first song that Ursula and Triton are brother and sister.
I'll have to go back and rewatch that deleted scene.
I'm just saying. But I don't believe that for a fact.
I think this movie probably wouldn't have worked as well without a lot of Howard's input. He also produced this sucker. He also produced Little Mermaid as Beauty and the Beast as well before he
Passed away.
There's actually some of the dialogue was actually put in by Howard.
What other dialogue?
Specifically, it is another Sebastian scene where he is putting her to bed.
Oh, that scene.
That scene, yeah, that's...
But the thing is, Sebastian actually really cared for Ariel. Through the whole movie, through when she was human, it was Sebastian that tried to keep her on track. It was Sebastian who sang that song, Kiss the Girl.
Which they actually wanted to actually be a hit, believe it or not.
But what do you think he is to her?
Well, he is Triton's right hand. I would say that this movie.
You want me to put my inputs? That's what I'm doing.
Think definitely changed the Disney landscape. You can definitely say that with no ifs, no buts about it. Even to this day, I still think...
What about Flounder?
They are trying to emulate. I think Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, that 1-2 punch of Broadway meets Hollywood. Definitely. With the way that the songs are structured.
Now when they're powerful, you actually can draw yourself into the movie.
I would say they very much help serve the story. It's not just a random number for random sakes. I think what Howard and Alan did really has, I would say, they've definitely got their mark. And I think the animation itself is absolutely stunning. Even nearly 30 years later, it is still beautiful. There are actually some mistakes if you actually watch it.
What mistakes?
There is scenes where you see a thimble, you don't see a thimble. You see cutlery, and then you don't see cutlery. You see napkins, and you see... But it's... Even though those mistakes are in it, they definitely had a time crunch. I still honestly believe that this is probably a gold standard. I would put this as high on the 50, I think it's 50 maybe plus Disney animated movies. I would put this easily in the top 20 or even top 10.
No, I do 50.
I would say because of what it did, it actually I do believe even changed the Oscars, because Howard was just getting everything. They were just getting music, song. So literally they changed even the Oscars. I think before that, songs and composers were actually the one category, and they literally had to split it. Similar to, I think, Beauty and the Beast. I don't believe there was actually a thing called animation, I think, until Beauty and the Beast. Maybe even this might have even paved that as well. But the songs, you just hear them and they're instantly recognizable.
Like when I hear the songs, I feel like I'm imported into that world.
I think that definitely comes back to the whole of Howard and Alan being from the theatre world first and then coming into this world. And Howard himself specifically said on the commentary that he found it hard just to do underscore. There's the great scene where there's pretty much no dialogue is when Eric takes Ariel out to show her the town. You could almost do that scene without the cutaways to Flounder and Scuttle and Sebastian. Take those like mini scenes out, and that whole sequence is done purely to the music.
Even when Ariel and Eric both dance for the first time.
There's a lot of that in it. I think this movie, has the absolute right to be up there with Snow White, Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp. Trying to think of another classic one. Maybe even along with maybe some of the more classic animations like Furby, Flubber. Oh, not really Flubber. Flubber's a really bad one. But the Smith Family Robinson. I would say this is definitely, if you want to watch the essential, I think this might be one that you definitely need to check off your lists when it comes to groundbreaking Disney movies. I think watch Snow White because it was probably watch Steamboat Willie. Watch Snow White. Watch Cinderella because Cinderella was Walt's favorite. Then I would probably go to the sorry, I don't want to put me out. I would say go Mary Poppins for Feed the Birds because that was actually Walt's favorite song.
Really? By the way, with that movie, wasn't it a movie first and then a Broadway?
Yes. And then I would go this. And then then I would probably go Princess and the Frog next. Because it was back to animation. I would say this movie definitely has the right to be up there with some of the Disney classics.
Because I love the end part, the end scenes. Not the fighting scene with the storm or anything, but the last...
You mean the wedding scene?
No, before that. When her father let her go for the first time.
I would consider that part of the wedding scene.
But how? Because through the whole movie, the father's overprotective of her. But I think because of Eric came into his life.
Her life.
In her life.
Well, the theory goes that Triton and Ariel are very similar. To the point where, according to the directors, Triton might have had red hair back in the day. And a lot of the reason why, possibly why there's conflict between Triton and Ariel is because Triton sees a lot of himself in his youngest.
And that's why he wanted to look after her. But that scene when he actually used the Triton to give her legs. But why do you think he does that for? Because I
think he just realized that she just wanted to be happy. Now to jump to things. Now I do believe they actually turned this into it's a very weird concept. Disney did a live performance of this that was, I've only seen, she's seen all of it, I've seen part of it.
Well, I actually didn't like it because it's actually got this movie, a bit of this movie mixed with life. And that actually did not look well together, my eyes.
Pretty much they did what they did with life. I would say, yeah, I've seen part of it. I have to say, one thing I would have done, possibly, is to re-record all of the dialogue with the new actors that they had for the song portions. I would have had them to actually because the actor who played Moana, she played Ariel. I would have had her overdub Jodie for the animated bits. Or when they had the actor who played Sebastian in the singing part, I would have had him overdub the animate, because it felt, from what I could tell, it was really jarring. To hear Jodie and then hear another actor sing those songs was supposed to be one character. That's the only dig that I give the performance. What I've seen so far was absolutely beautiful. I probably wouldn't have had the animated bits maybe in. I would have done it completely live like they do currently at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is have it completely live and completely with animation, with the puppetry. That's how I would have done it. Similar to what they did for Newsies or The Little Mermaid. Even what they did on frickin' Broadway. They should have taken the template that they've currently got for the Broadway production and put it to do it for the Disney Channel.
You mean Disney Plus?
I think it was for the Disney Channel first.
No, I thought it was Disney Plus.
I believe it was Disney Channel first. We just got it. We just got it officially on Disney Plus. That's the only dig that I get the whole thing. They should have treated it like they did for Newsies, or even how they treated Lion King. They should have done it for this particular taping. They should have done that. I think that would have made it a lot more seamless.
Because I actually don't really like it. I even skipped through some scenes. That's how bad it was.
And this is from a fan, guys.
Because normally when I like something, I don't skip through scenes.
Excuse me, you skip through it regardless. I've seen you watch a movie. You do skip the shit out of things.
Have you ever?
Pardon my French.
Have you ever seen me actually do it with this movie?
I see you do it all the time.
Whatever. I only skipped to the best parts. That's how bad it was. in my eyes. But maybe it's different for you guys.
Okay, have you seen Little Mermaid? Either the movie, that live on Disney Plus, or even seen in theatre? Please write down in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I can't wait to let you know what other things I might do. And write down in the comment section below if you want me to do the direct-to-DVD sequels. And I shall see you very soon.
Videos.
Dude, it is direct-to-DVD.
I thought it was video first. The second one was.
Okay, whatever. Ciao. Ciao.